Today, we're playing with a technique that I learned on True Joy Home and Studios for our Tag Tuesday today. Hi, this is Kelly with Creative Dream Studios, and today we're doing collage strip for our tag, and we're going to play with something else. Now I'm going to take my 1-inch trimmer here. I've already done this one, so I'll show you what we're doing. Just a minute. I'm going to use my glue scissors because this tag is probably still wet. So I want to go ahead and clip this one off and have it ready to go. And we're hanging on to these. Those might be a little thick for what I want to do, but we're hanging on to them anyway. Okay. So now we have a tag. Now what I've done, and I'm going to do this one with you and show you how I got here, though I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory. But I have torn strips from the paper pad that I'm using. I didn't have enough scraps to do this, so I had to tear into the paper pad, but that's why we're using it anyway, right? And I have to remember that my hearts need to go right side up, and I was trying to put them upside down. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. And we're going to start with the hearts at the top this time. And all you do is tear approximately, what are these? Roughly 1-inch strips. You can make them as wide or as narrow as you want. And the tearing is part of the collaging that you want to have. So I'm going to go with this one. And I think I'm going to tear it off a little bit more. It's a little wide for my taste. So I'm going to tear this one down again. I thought this was the coolest idea. What a way to use our scraps. You know, we do masterboards all the time with our scraps. But what about a masterboard tag? It made sense. I'm going to come back. I think I want this one with the envelope. Now, I do have them cut wider than the tag, and that's okay. And I want to make sure my birds and envelopes are going right side up. And I'm just overlapping just a little bit. You can just squish them right up to the edges if you want. You don't have to overlap. But I think it adds a little extra texture. Let's do, I didn't do the plaid on this one, so let's try this one. And I'm going to try smoothing it up just a little bit. We got up to 67 degrees today here in southeast Missouri. Don't hate me. It feels wonderful. I should have taken some time and gone out to the greenhouse today, but I didn't. That's on me. Let's add the wording. And I am going to tear this one down a little narrower too. It's a little wide. I was just ripping willy-nilly over here and not paying any attention to size. This one right up here, and then I'm going to put one down here at the bottom, and I think I'm going to do the pink. Do I want the pink? Don't want those that are going the wrong direction. Don't need that. That's the one we're looking at. I think I do want the pink down there. Let's go with the pink. Now I noticed when I was tearing these apart that the arrows are slightly different. There's 2 different pages and the arrows are slightly different. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give that a minute to dry while I get the glue off my fingers, which that's what hand sanitizer is the best for. And then I'm going to clear my desk here, get the scraps out of the way, because I am going to bring up my Big Shot and show you what we do next. Now, one of the things that I did was I had to go through all of my embossing folders. And if you've not looked through your embossing folders for a while, this is a perfect time to pull them out. Because after you do the collaging, we're going to run this through an embossing folder. So I went looking for embossing folders that kind of had a quilted motif to them. This is kind of like the all-over print. This is called Cat String from Tim Holtz. I think this came out with his Crazy Cat set several years ago. Then I have this one that is Stylish Scroll. I thought this would be a pretty one. Then I had Quilt Top, which is what I've used over here on this one, and we'll show you how that comes out. If you're doing a Christmas tag, what about the, this is called Sugar, it's Sizzix, or there's the Sweater. Any of these would work. Look through your, excuse me, look through and see what you have. While this is drying, I'm going to pull out a piece of scrap paper here really quick. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our vintage photo. Actually, I think I want to use walnut stain for this. It's just a little darker. And you're going to take your sponge and you're going to just dust off a little bit because you don't want it really dark. But when you go over it, it brings up the stitching. See how that makes that stitch pop? You see that? Makes the stitching pop on here. Now this is going to be a neat addition to my journal, and I'll have two of them to show. So let's pop this one in. Took me a minute to get ready today because I had to go looking for my, now this one's got glue goober on the back. I can erase that off when this is dry a little bit more, but I can also come back and just put a plain sheet over top of it. Now I am going to use my glue stick, or glue scissors again. Help pull that off. Just like that. The ribs are increasingly better. I've not even taken any kind of pain reliever today at all. Though I am beginning to show it. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been a busy day. I made bread and cinnamon rolls this morning. I did a load of laundry. Did dishes a couple of times. So Bob won't have very many tonight when he goes to do dishes. I was going to say, every time I go to look, my glue eraser's gone. But see, we can just take the glue eraser, and whatever doesn't come off, I can just go ahead and cover this with a plain sheet of cardstock or a piece of the pattern paper, and it'll be just fine. It looks like that tore the paper a little bit. Okay, so let me get this moved out of the way so I don't lay anything in it. And then we'll put that back. Have you been watching the Olympics? That was such a horrible accident that Lindsey Vonn took. Though she probably shouldn't have been skating from what I understand, or skiing. But as someone pointed out, when you have sponsors, you have to show up. That's all there is to it. Now, as I said, I'm going to use the cat string. And we're just going to pop this into our embossing folder. And put our plates together. Now I'm going to pull this out of frame a little bit because I don't have enough room on the back side. But most of you, I think, know how a Big Shot works. And I'm going to back it up so I get an extra thick impression. Okay. That takes care of that. Well, I was going nuts a while ago. I could not find my dual plates. All I could find was my single and my magnetic. And it was like, something's not right. Okay, so now we have this. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that off. And let's do our tag again. And I've been using the 1-inch corner on my corner chipper from Spectrum Art Creations. One of my absolute favorite tools. Once I get back in order around here, I'm going to start listing all of my favorite tools in a list in the description box, and it'll just be part of my signature. Let's cut that one straight. Those are a little off, so I'm going to clip those out of the way. Hang my tool back up so I know where it's at when I need it. Put my scissors back so I'll know where they're at when I need them. And then we're going to come back in here with our vintage photo again, or walnut stain rather. You could use a black. You could go back over this with a red or a pink, whatever color you want to use, and let this pop. But notice how that pattern just adds a little extra texture to what would normally be just paper and glue. I love it. So that's going to be our tag for this week. I will be back on Friday to show you more of what's going on with our book. And I want to get it finished up. So today was just all about being in the kitchen. So in the meantime, I hope you'll give this a try. And also go check out True Joy's channel down below. The link is in the description box. And I will see you back here on Friday. In the meantime, remember to like, share, subscribe. I'm at 777. Yay! Creative blessings.